In this lesson, we will learn what are selectors in CSS. With that, we will also see the type of selectors with examples. Let's start. Selectors are basically considered as the first rule of CSS. That means select the elements you want to style based on their element name. That is, for example, H1 heading, its ID, class, and others. So to understand the concept, we will see all these types of selectors, which are actually based on the selection of the elements you want to style. You can select based on their element name, their ID, their class, or you can also style all the elements using the Universal Selector, and with that you can also group the selectors. Here we will see these 5 types with examples. Let us start with the element selector. So as the name suggests, under the element selector, set the property and value for that specific element. Let's say you want to style the H2 element. So under the CSS styles, you need to mention it like this. Okay, that means the exact element name. Therefore, it is called the element selector. Let us see the example. Here we are using VS Code. So we created the following folder on the desktop for all our files. We will create a new HTML file for this lesson. Right click here, click new file, name it index3.html. Okay, here it is. Now we need to work on the element selector. So what I'll do, I'll take the code from here, right click copy, right click paste. So let's say I'll remove this. Okay, we will add the style under the style element. Okay, we were having H1 heading here. Let's say I'll add H2 also. Okay, and we are also having a p tag for sample. So what I'll do, I'll change the color of the following H2 using the element selector. The CSS style will come under the style element. Mention the element name, that means the element selector. And here mention the style. So let's say I'll style the color. I'll give the color to blue for our H2 heading using the element selector. Okay. File, save all, right click, run in default browser. Here you can see what we did. We added H1 heading, H2 heading and a p tag. Using the element selector, we have only styled the H2 heading and we have given it color blue. Okay, using this. So this is how we can work on the element selector. Guys, we saw how to work with the element selector. Now let us see the second type. Now we have our class selector. In this, you need to use the class attribute of an element to define the style rules. To select an element with a specific class, let's say content, you need to mention the period character followed by the class of the element. That means in this case we have a class content. So therefore, using the class selector, you can style every element with the class set to content. So every class set with content will have the following color and font size. When we will see the example, the things will be more clear. Let's see. So now let us create a new file. Right click, new file, index4.html. Okay, here it is. Now I'll take the same code, let's say, right click copy, right click paste. Okay, now we have used the element selector here. What I'll do, I'll set a class here. Class name I'll give content. Okay. Also, let's say I added a p tag. This is another demo text. Now I also want to set this same styles for p as well. the one we will add for content later. Okay, so just mention the class content. So every element with the class content will have similar styles. I'll remove this. Now add the class name. I told you it would be period, that means dot, followed by the class name. That's it. Now mention the styles in it. Let's say I'll set color to blue again, and I'll also set the font size to, let's say, 15 px. Okay. Now what will happen? H1 and the following p will remain as default, but H2 and the following p is set as the class content, that means the class selector. Therefore it will have the color blue and the font size 15 px. Let us run it. File, save all, right click, open in default browser. Okay, here it is. We have set the blue color for H2 heading as well as the following p. What I'll do, I'll remove the font size here. Instead I'll mention font weight to bold. Go to file, save all, refresh it, and you can now see we have the bold font weight for both H2 as well as P. This was just to show an example. Okay, here it is. Now let us see the next selector type. So we saw how to work with the class selector. Now we have ID selector. Like we worked around the class selector using the dot character period, here we will use the hash character. That's it. So let's say we are having a content ID for our element, therefore we will style it using the hash character. Okay, like this. So every element with the following content ID will be styled like this, and this content ID will be set using the ID attribute. Okay, so this works for every element with the ID attribute set to content. Let us see the example. I'll create a new file, right click, new file, index5.html. Okay, now let me take the code from here, previous one, copy, right click, paste. So what we are doing here, we are adding ID attribute. Therefore this is a class attribute, so I'll just change it to ID for our example, and ID here. Since we have changed it to ID, ID works with hash, not dot. So mention hash. So I'm giving similar examples to make the concept easier. Now what will happen for the same H2 and the following P? The color will be set to blue and the font weight would be set to bold using the font-weight property. Let us run it. File, save all, right click, open in default browser. So here it is. We have set H1, H2 and two P tags. Since we styled it using the ID selector, our H2 heading is blue in color and our second P element is blue in color. Both are bold because we have used the font weight property. So in this way, guys, we can work around the ID selector. Guys, we saw how we can work with the ID selector using the hash character. Now we will see how we can work with the universal selector. Universal means star. That means the following symbol. This declaration will work for every element. Let's say I want color blue for every element. So I'll just mention it using the following. Mention the styles which you want inside it. So I'll set color blue. Okay. That is color property and the following value. Let us see the example of universal selector. I'll create a new file, right click, new file, index6.html. Now let me take the code from here, copy, paste. Now what I told you, we want universal selector. So first I'll just remove these. We are not working on class selector or element selector or ID selector. We have 4 elements now, h1, h2 and 2 p elements. I want color blue for all of them. In that case, what you need to do, you need to mention star here. Okay. Also, I want, let's say, the font weight bold for all of them. So I'll just add the asterisk, the star sign, the following symbol, and add the styles in it. It will get applied for all the elements inside the body tag. Okay. Go to file, save all, right click, open in default browser. You can see all the elements are blue in color and the font weight is bold. Okay. Because we have set the universal selector using the following symbol. Guys, we saw how we can work with the universal selector to set a declaration that will work for every element on a web page using the following symbol. Now we will see how we can group selectors. In this, we will just group the selectors with the same style definitions. So let's say you have the following 4 elements on your web page and you have similar styles for them. So this is not a good approach to mention the same styles and values again and again. So for code reuse, we have the concept of grouping selectors. For all these 4 elements, what I'll do, I'll just mention them using the comma. Okay, h1, h2, h3, p, and I'll set the styles for them here like this. Okay, this will minimize the code. This will apply code reuse, which will reduce the LOC line of code. So let us see the example. I'll create a new file, right click, new file, index7.html. Okay, I'll take the code from here, right click, copy, right click, paste. Now I'm grouping selectors here. Okay, so I am having h1, h2 and p element. Let's say I'll also mention h3. To make things clear, and I'll set the following style for h1, h2 and p. I won't do it for h3 element. Okay, I'll set for p also. Okay, now without grouping the selectors, I added the same styles for all three, h1, h2, h3, because I wanted blue color for h1 heading, h2 heading and the p, both p. Okay, so now you can see the line of code is too much because we could have added all in a single line and worked on similar styles. So for this we have grouping selectors concept. I'll just mention h1, h2, p separated by commas, and I'll mention the same styles in them. Okay, no wait. Now I'll first run it. Go to file, save all, right click, open in default browser. So now you can see for h1, h2 and p tags we have blue color and font weight as bold. Okay, because we have used element selectors again and again. Now what I'll do, I'll just group them to decrease the code. Now you can see all these will vanish. I want it for h1, h2 and p. Okay, and the same styles. So I'll just copy and I'll just paste it here. Okay, and I'll remove all three of them. Now you can yourself check that we have reduced the code. Now for h1, h2 and p, h1, h2 and p, we will have blue color text and font weight as bold. Okay, file, save all, right click, open in default browser. Now you can see the same result is visible. Okay, using grouping selectors we have styled h1, h2 and p tags. So guys, we saw how we can group selectors. We grouped the selectors using the grouping selectors concept and minimize the code. So guys, in this video we saw how we can work with selectors on a web page in CSS. We also learned about the following 5 selectors: element, class, ID, universal, as well as we grouped the selectors. So we saw 5 examples to understand the concept. Thank you for watching the video.